Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Karmelo Anthony's legal team has filed new motions seeking a retrial and the judge's removal from the case. I ain't got no problem with that, but some of y'all do, so let's talk about it. Who's the judge? This Roach. That's the judge, y'all. That Roach right there who gave Karmelo Anthony an unfair trial. Yeah, he did that. Karmelo Anthony's defense team has filed new motions seeking a retrial and the judge's removal from the case. Anthony was convicted of murdering 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a Frisco track meet after he tried to bully him. Anthony was convicted of murdering 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a Frisco track meet after he tried to bully him. The 19-year-old was then sentenced to 35 years in prison. As part of his routine appeals process, Anthony's family hired a new legal team led by attorney Russell Wilson. The group agreed to work pro bono on the case because Anthony said he had no money to pay for attorney fees while filing appeals. Anthony's lawyers announced they have filed a verified motion to recuse, requesting that Collin County Judge John Roach be removed from overseeing any appeal efforts. The defense also filed a motion for a new trial, raising constitutional and legal challenges stemming from the trial. They requested that those issues be decided by an independent judge, according to a news release. In the grounds for recusal, Anthony's lawyers said the Judge Roach made comments to news reporters following the trial and expressed personal opinions about the propriety and correctness of the jury's verdict, the fairness of the trial, and the correctness of the judge's own rulings during the trial. When a reporter asked Roach if the jury got it right, he responded, "Yeah, they did." The judge then reportedly explained himself and talked about his rulings. One of those rulings was on the dismissal of 3 black potential jurors. Roach told the reporter he followed the law in that case and did it to a T, that he was proud of that, and that although he knew in the back of his mind what the perception was going to be, he was not here to satisfy perceptions. Regarding cameras in the courtroom, Roach gave a statement to Fox News that said, "I understood the public's desire to know what happened in the courtroom. The overwhelming focus on my ruling regarding the media in the courtroom was to protect the process, witnesses, and jury. Now that the trial is over, it is important to me to provide transparency." The defense argued that the judge's personal views would suggest his probable decision on a motion for a new trial. So what are the grounds for a new trial? When asked for a new trial, the defense's motion doesn't argue that Anthony is innocent. Instead, it argues that his trial was conducted in a way that violated his constitutional rights. The 63-page motion makes 4 main arguments. It points to the trial being effectively closed to the public, with no media cameras allowed in the courtroom and only 27 seats available to the public. The motion claims that a violation of Anthony's Sixth Amendment right to a public trial. The defense claims that prosecutors did not honor an off-the-record evidentiary agreement that kept character and extraneous act evidence out of the trial. According to the motion, prosecutors asserted on the final day of testimony that the agreement wouldn't cover Anthony's testimony. That forced him to choose between testifying and exposing himself to damaging evidence, the defense argues. Another point raised in the motion is about jury instructions. The legal team claims the instructions were made in a way that made it difficult for the jury to consider Anthony acting in self-defense. Last, the motion claims that the cumulative effect of all these alleged errors warrants a new trial. So what happens next? These 2 motions are pretty standard procedure following a conviction. Judge Roach is expected to refer to the motion for recusal to the regional administrative judge. That judge can set a hearing on the merits of this motion. And there you have it. At the end of the day, fam, this dude right here, I believe he's corrupt. I believe he's corrupt, and that's why he's stepping down. He's trying to step down before he get himself in any deeper SHIT. I think that he knows that the heat is on. He's already been under investigation before. The DA's office been under investigation for guess what? Discrimination. Yeah, y'all didn't know that? Yeah, the DA's office. Yeah, the DA himself investigated. The prosecutor investigated discrimination, sexual abuse, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they settled back in October of last year. They wanted to make sure they got that out of the way before they started Karmelo's trial. Yeah, man. Yeah. The whole town corrupt. Yeah, whole town corrupt. Not just the officials, but the people that live there too, because a lot of them lied. A lot of them lied on Karmelo. A lot of them lied for the prosecution. Yeah, they lied. Yeah. They said that the witnesses went to a barbecue that was hosted by the deceased father. Y'all know, even if Karmelo Anthony was guilty, if you consider the circumstances on how we get here in the first place, with Austin being the bully and the aggressor, the one who started the fight, started the confrontation, he started it, and Karmelo defended himself. That alone, if you had any kind of sense, empathy, compassion, logic, you would say, yeah, okay, he did it. Okay, he don't need to go to jail for that, 35 years, but he got to get something. We got to do something, and any type of punishment, anything on the low end, 5 years, even if it was 10 years, you would say, okay, well, I think justice was served, considering all things. But no, you low down dirty bastards want to see that boy go to jail for 35 years. Some of y'all wish that he had gotten the death penalty and you would have celebrated. But you wouldn't have been doing it for right. You wouldn't have been doing it because that was a right thing. You would have been doing it because it was a white thing. You would have been doing it because you don't like the idea of a black kid killing a white kid, and even if it is self-defense, getting off. You can't stand that. You need it to be the other way around, because that's where it always been, right? You needed to be, you'd be cool with it if it was the other way around. You don't give a damn about Austin Metcalf. You don't care about his racist ass daddy. You don't care nothing about his mama and his other brother who actually started everything. You don't care about none of that. You don't care about the other brother who allegedly started everything. You don't care about none of that. You're using Austin Metcalf as a pawn to advance your racist agenda. Boy, do I know you. I know you well. I studied you. Yeah. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.